What is med school really like? What do you learn in med school? And what does it look like? Hi, my name is Dr. Patrick I work as a physician in Austria, and on my social media channels I talk about medicine, medical topics, and I try to explain medical topics in order to be used in everyday life. If you like my channel, if you like my videos, please feel free to check out my other channels as well and to subscribe and comment any questions or comments that you have. Well, many people ask me, what does med school look like? I have to tell I'm not in med school anymore, so when I started med school that was over a decade ago. However, it may not have changed that much. So it always depends on where you're studying, and I want to keep that in front. So always we see huge differences between medical universities within one country and of course outside the boundaries of the country. But in general, you will start as a very motivated and a very enthusiastic medical student in your first semester, and you will be taught subjects like maths and biology and chemistry, and you will sit inside the lecture hall and think to yourself, what have I gotten myself into here? This is not medicine. This is sciences, but not medicine. But that is all right. That's about the first semester. Somewhere between the first and the second semester, you usually start with physiology and anatomy as well. So that is when it gets more medical. Studying the human body, studying the anatomy of the human body is very interesting. It's not so easy to do. It's one of the first big tasks in med school, as anatomy is pretty huge and there's a lot to study. But it will give you a better understanding of the body itself, and combined with the physiology that you're going to study, you will get a better understanding of the functions of the body and how the body works and how it does everything. So that is a great thing. And you will need that later on as well in order to understand diseases and how to treat them. Later on, third, fourth semester, you will learn more about physiology, more about anatomy. You will learn about pharmacology and the pathology of the human beings. So you will learn about diseases. You will learn a lot about diseases. These subjects, meaning anatomy, physiology, and pathology, are very huge topics in medicine, and that is where a lot of studying is going on. But it will be worth it in the end, as you will need this knowledge in order to be successful in your studies and to be a good doctor after all. So where I studied, the clinical part starts after the fifth semester, so in year 3. That is when you leave behind all those pre-clinical stuff like anatomy, physiology, and you dive deep into medicine and you learn about surgery, you learn about dermatology, you learn about urology, you learn about internal medicine, you learn about cardiology, everything. So you mainly run through all of the big subjects and specifications that we see in medicine, which does not mean that you will become an expert in all of them or any of them at that point, but it will give you an overview and will let you connect things at a higher level. And I do think that this makes great sense, and you will see as you progress in your studies that you will get better, you will understand more, and it somehow makes more sense to you. It's not as abstract anymore as it was probably at the beginning. Also, some parts of the anatomy and physiology that you studied and you thought you understood will start to make even more sense now that you know some diseases combined with those things. And that is very interesting in my opinion, and you always keep on learning. There's still stuff that I learned in med school that I thought I understood, and now that I learn about very specific diseases in patients that I see, it sometimes happens that I start to understand even more about it, and it's like, wow, why has that not come to me earlier? But it makes you feel stupid, but that's all right, because it happens to all the colleagues. So we're not perfect, and we're here to learn and study. And the medical topic is a topic that you will never have fully learned, and you will always continue learning for the rest of your lives, which is also a good thing, because science changes, knowledge changes, your knowledge changes, and you grow. That's good. So those clinical rotations in my country, they lasted until the 6th year, so the last year. And the last year is really clinical. So that means you do not study about all those specifications, but you go out there and you just have internships at some specific specifications, and you just work for the last year of your med studies. And after that, you will be done with med school, you will be a doctor, and you will start your first job as a real doctor. You will still not know everything, not even close to that. Actually, at the end of your med studies, you will probably ask the question, is that everything? You will hope that someone would come and tell you, okay, look, it's really easy. Just do that and that and that, and everything will be fine. That never happens. It's going to be a long way, a rough way, even after med school, and you will have to make your own experiences, and you will do it. You will make your own experiences, and you will get better at time. You will grow in yourself, and that's perfectly natural. That's perfectly fine. But just do not expect to know everything and be able to do anything after you're done with med school, because in the end, that is really just the beginning. I hope that helped. I hope that answered some of the questions. I also have to admit, from time to time, there's really a lot to study, and at other times it gets easier and there's not so much to do. So it's balanced, but it is still doable to have a good work-life balance during med school at most times. I hope with this last information I answered most of the questions that some of you came up with. And if there's any more questions that I should answer, either just leave a comment and I will comment and answer it there, or if it is a question that comes up frequently, I will probably do another video. We will see. If you liked this video, if you like my channel, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment, maybe give a like, and check out my other channels as well. And until the next video, just stay healthy.